What's happening, YouTube? Texas Triple Tapper back with another little budget gun review. If you guys saw my previous video, and I hope you did, I did a review on a 357 38 Special EAA Windicator. It was a 2-inch. This is the exact same pistol, but it is a 4-inch. I really like the 2-inch, but for me it was just a little small in my hand. You know, I know you guys hear me talk about the way things fit in my hand quite a bit. You know, like I said before, I've got big hands, and if something's just kind of small, it's really hard for me to shoot it and shoot it well. So I decided to pick up this one not too long ago, and this one fits really nicely in my hand. And like I said, this is the 4-inch version. Really great pistol. And I got it for brand new for, I think it was like 340 bucks. And for me, you know, getting basically a 2-for-1, you know, 38 Special and 357, you can't beat that for 340, 350 bucks. With the revolvers too, you know, you're not nearly as likely to run into any kind of feed issues or jam issues or, you know, failure to extract or anything like that, because these don't extract after you fire them. You know, you do the extraction from the cylinder here. So very reliable. My only issue with revolvers is just kind of the way that I kind of have to shoot them. Whenever you try to, let me kind of turn sideways, whenever you're trying to index the pistol, you know, you gotta kind of do something with your thumbs. And this is how I normally shoot when I'm shooting you know, a semi-auto pistol. But if you put your thumbs and fingers along the cylinder, when you pull the trigger, gas not only escapes from the front of the barrel, but it also escapes from around the cylinder, the front of the cylinder here as well as the back of the cylinder. So if you're, you know, pulling the trigger and gas starts escaping, you're likely to burn your finger. So I've been wearing gloves, like tactical gloves. I did a review on them, the Oakley gloves. You guys should check it out. They're pretty sweet gloves. What I ended up doing, just to digress, I ended up cutting the end of the finger off of each index finger, and they're just absolutely perfect now. It doesn't interfere with my trigger finger. But anyways, back to this pistol. Like I said, you got to be careful whenever you shoot it, your finger placement. It's really a cool pistol. The EAA, this weapon was made in Germany, so it's pretty high quality. And EAA is based out of, it's on here somewhere in Florida. Yeah, Cocoa, Florida. So like I said, very well made. This one this is, like I said, 4-inch barrel. It's got some of the lighting kind of cuts in here. You can kind of see. I mean, this is a pretty hefty pistol. It's not, you know, obtrusive by any means, but it's a hefty pistol. And when you shoot this in 357, you appreciate a little bit more of that heft, believe me. What's also really cool about this pistol is the fit and finish. I just think it's really well made, especially for the cost. You just, like I said, you just cannot beat it. The sights on here are definitely not the greatest. They're like welded or actually part of the frame itself, so they're not going anywhere, that's for sure. So you're not going to accidentally bump it and knock the sight askew, but you also can't adjust them. And I'm going to kind of try to zoom in here so you guys can see if you guys can kind of see a little bit of what I'm talking about. And no, I'm not pointing this at myself. I don't know if you'll be able to see, but the rear sights here are black as well as the front sight post. So for me, if you guys have seen some of my other videos where I've talked about that, for me, that just doesn't create the best sight picture for me. It's hard, or I've said it before in other videos where the rear sight has the 2 white dots and the front sight has the white dot. That's just hard for me to see. It's hard for me to index quickly. And since you can't adjust these sights or take them off, I mean, unless you wanted to file them down and solder something on, I mean, that would just be way too crazy. So what I did with the other pistol, and I did it with one of my Berettas, is just take a little bit of like bright red nail polish or like a red Sharpie, marker, and just go over the front of that sight post, and man, it really shows up nicely. I mean, you acquire a sight picture really fast, and it's way cheaper than getting something fiber optic, so a little bit of nail polish, use your wife's or your girlfriend's or your Gumar. I've been on a Sopranos kick lately. I love that show. I've seen all the shows, but I just love it. I'm trying to learn some Italian, but anyway, like I said, just a little bit of red nail polish, red Sharpie, whatever, and you really get a nice sight post. And even what I did before, I talked about it in another video. If you have the 2 red dots or 2 white dots, I'm sorry, on the back and the 1 white dot up front, what I did was take a black Sharpie and just black out the 2 white dots and just leave, you've got the black and then the white sight post. It's a very nice contrast for me, and like I said, my eyes just acquired that sight picture so much better, and whenever I'm actually firing, I'm able to get back on target much quicker. And also I've noticed too that my groupings have gotten a little bit smaller since I've done that. But just a little tip there. But really like this pistol. I mean, I'm not going to talk about really the trigger pull. I mean, it's double action, single action, so the trigger pull's really kind of irrelevant. You can't adjust it anyway. But for $340, this is an outstanding firearm. As I said, you get 2 for 1, and I'm really happy with it. I had no issues with the 2-inch version, just a little small for my hand. They ended up selling it and to a gentleman, and he's been really happy with it. We've stayed in touch, but I plan on hanging on to this one. Really great gun, and whenever I get it out to the range, I will do a video on that so you guys can see it in action. Thanks for watching. Until next time, Texas Triple Tapper out.